Hi, this is Damian Carlson with Vertensis, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you the Powershell script module that I wrote to manage a VIO-4001 and ideally a 4004. Although it has not been tested with a 4004 yet, the command should still work. So first off, to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a command called import module here in my PowerShell command window. And import module is going to load up the PowerShell script module that I wrote called VIO management. And that's done. And so in order to get started, I'm going to define a VIO variable, which is basically my connection object. So we're going to connect to the VIO at that IP address, and that is an IP address of an actual VIO appliance, not one of those virtual VIOs, but an actual real deal appliance. As you can see here, this is a successful connection along with my management interface URL, and that is the same web GUI interface that I'm showing here. As you can see, there's nothing configured. It's just a basic minimum configuration 4001 with your Ethernet and your fiber channel. So what we're going to do first is add a couple servers to the VIO. We're going to go ahead and add slot 1A, and that's done. And we want to do slot 1B as well. And as you can see, both slot 1A details and 1B details have been returned. We could wrap that up in a variable and use that later on in a script, if we so desired. Next up, we're going to add some virtual adapters to the servers that we just provisioned. So we're going to add VIO V adapter. We're going to specify the VIO that we want to connect to, the slot that we want to put a card in, the card that we want to put in there, which is going to be the one in slot 9, which is our Ethernet card, as well as some bandwidth. We're going to give it 50%, and I'm going to call port 1 ESX vMotion, and port 2 is going to be ESX management. So as you can see, the virtual adapter details have been returned. We've got our virtual IO ID here, our port names, ESX vMotion and ESX management, as well as our MAC addresses and the bandwidth that we gave it. We can switch back over here to the VIO, and you'll see that we've got a server in port 1A and a server in port 1B. We've got our Ethernet ports in port 1A. We've got 5 gigs for vMotion and 5 gigs for management on our 10 gig adapter. And let's go ahead and add a fiber channel. So we're going to do another add VIO VA adapter. We're going to tell it slot 10, which is our fiber channel slot, and this time we're not going to give it any port names or anything like that. And as you see here, it actually defaults to the friendly names that we've got in the GUI, which is FCC port 1A and port 2 1A, as well as our WWPNs that are returned. So that's pretty handy. Go back to the rack view to verify it. And as you can see, we've got our fiber channel and our Ethernet configured. So let's say in the course of scripting a VIO installation, you want to go ahead and remove a server that's in the VIO. So we're just going to do remove VIO server, and I'm going to say 1B. One B is gone. Say we want to take out 1A, but we've got some adapters provisioned to it. What that's going to do is that's actually going to throw an error and say that it can't remove the server because there are virtual adapters still attached, and asks us to use the force switch. And what the force switch is going to do is it will actually go out and remove all the virtual adapters first, and then remove the server itself. And as you can see, that server didn't remove when I tried it last time. So this time we're going to force it, and all of our adapters in our server is completely gone. So there's some other cool things that we've got here. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and add a server back in just to show you. Let's see, we want to get VIO servers. not specifying a port brings back all the ones that we have here, or we can specify a port. And as you can see, we've got 3A back. Say we want to look at the physical adapters. Well, there you go. By not specifying the physical adapters, all of them are returned, and as you can see, we've got fiber channel and Ethernet that are returned, as well as their additional descriptions that are down within that object. So that kind of wraps up what I've got so far. I've got the ability to connect to a VIO. We can add and we can remove virtual adapters. We can get virtual adapters. Let's say we've already got a virtual adapter provisioned within the VIO. I can run a get command that will return existing virtual adapters based on the slot, or all of them if a slot isn't specified. I've got the ability to add and remove the servers, as well as get any servers that are in the appliance, and get the physical adapter. So that's about 10 commandlets that we've got so far that have the majority of the abilities that we've got within the VIO GUI. There are a few other things that I want to add moving forward, but I wanted to get this just kind of as a good, version 1.0. So some of the things that I'd like to do moving forward is the ability to reboot or reset a VIO to factory configuration from the command line, set the VIO network interface information such as DHCP, or specifying a subnet mask and an IP address or a host name. That's some of the things that we can do through there. There's also a lot of cool functionality and flexibility that I want to be able to add on, such as connecting to a VIO and then piping that over to another VIO commandlet. And I've got some of that built in, but not fully as I'd like. I'd also like some of the ability to remove the need to specify that VIO variable each time. And so I'm sure you can understand that I don't want to spend forever doing this, because there's always new and cool things that I want to get out. I basically wanted to set a version 1.0, get it out, and then I can move forward once I got everyone else's input. So thank you very much for your time, and thanks again.